2 weeks ago, we left our home in Orlando, Florida, and traveled to Nags Head, North Carolina, where we began an epic Jeeping adventure. We've covered 3,500 miles in half a dozen states as we continue to follow this trail that will ultimately take us to the Pacific Ocean black sand beaches of Oregon. Today, we're waking up in Tennessee and taking on the Cohutta Loop, an infamous trail well known to both overlanders and off-roaders alike. This is our story. This is our adventure. This is the Transamerica Trail series. Good morning, guys. Hey, we're up and going this morning. We stayed here last night at the Tumbling Creek campground. It's on the northeast corner of that Cohutta Loop. Before we get going this morning, we're going to need to air down. I'm trying to keep it quiet because the neighbors are still sleeping. We're getting everything broken apart. But like I said, before we get on Cohutta Loop, we know from experience we need to air down. So to air down, we use this faster flight system. It allows us to connect all four tires into one manifold there and air up and air down at one time. If we were going to air up, we'd connect a hose here and run it in the door to our onboard air system. But since we're airing down, all we need to do is turn this valve. Showing 28 pounds right now. I'm going to let a little bit more run out. Now, this system is a fantastic system. We love this so much that we've become affiliate partners with them. If you go to our website at bestlifeadventurechannel.com, go to gear, all of the Faster Flake products are there, and if you buy them through us, you can save yourself 10%. Highly recommend these. If you want to know more about these, check out our entire review video that we did that shows you how to use it, how to set it up, how to pack it back up when you're done. You can find that on our YouTube channel at Best Life Adventure Channel.
Well, we've got one tire showing at 26, one at 37, and back two at 38.
Yeah, but those tire sensors are just, they're not accurate at all. Ugh. And so the fun begins. All right, guys, we got aired down. We're on the trail. We're on the Cohutta Loop, the Big Frog Loop that sometimes hear it called. It's going to be a rough go for a while, but we wanted to try to get up and get going this morning and get on the trail. There's a possibility of some rain this morning. That just makes the trail that much more fun. So we'd like to beat the rain if we can. Unfortunately, we've got remnants of Mouse again. He's definitely still with us.
In the deck.
That's where we're seeing all of the evidence so far. And I hope he stays in that area for a couple reasons. Number one, if he's in that area, he's not in the compartment of the Jeep. And if he gets into the compartment of the Jeep, that's a whole other issue that we don't want to deal with. We've got our food in here, we got our clothes in here, we've got all of our gear in here. We don't want a mouse coming along eating holes in that stuff. If he's in the dash, at least for now, he seems to be somewhat contented to come along and chew on the straws and the napkins that he finds.
Thrown away.
Yeah. He's found him a little hidey hole somewhere in this dashboard where he feels safe, and he just rides it out all day.
I don't know how he didn't fall out yesterday.
He's definitely got his butt whooped the last day. He's going to feel it more today. We've talked a lot about it being rough and everything else, and I don't want to overstate that or make it sound like it's just, you know, some horrific thing.
Oh no, we've been on way worse. It's just not comfortable.
Don't come into this thinking that it's like the rest of the Transamerica Trail where you're going to come through here 20, 30 miles an hour or faster. The Cohutta Loop is a rock-based trail, which means you're going to have a lot of uneven surfaces, which means you're going to do a lot of what we're doing right now, rocking and rolling, back and forth, bump, and you've got to take it slow or you're going to take hard hits. We are heavily loaded right now. We've got a roof rack on here. We've got the tent on top. That type of weight up high causes the Jeep to move back and forth a whole lot more, which really just accentuates all of this butt whooping that you take inside of the vehicle, like that right there. Yeah, we're gonna have to be careful coming through this. That right there is enough to catch your underside if you're not careful. Got a couple options. If we put the Jeep over here, then the driver's wheel's gonna go in this hole, and we're probably gonna rub there. I think we're gonna be better off if we come to this side and try to do that. All right, babe, come this way. There you go, just like that, nice and easy. Passenger front wheel's gonna start to come down, so go inch it slowly. Coming down in 3, 2, here's your drop. Nicely done. Bring her down slow. All right, and then just follow me, come straight to me. All right, perfect. Tiffany and I have done a lot of off-roading over the last few years. She's done a lot of really difficult trails. So she has gotten to be really good at this stuff. But there's times like this where you really just need to get somebody outside the vehicle who can take a look at what you're facing and kind of guide you through, because sometimes from the engine compartment, or from the engine, what are you doing in the engine compartment?
That's where I drive.
From inside the Jeep, you can't always see all of the challenge of the obstacle in front of you. So that's part of the reason that I ride passenger so much is, number one, I can run the cameras, but I can also get out and deal with stuff like that.
I follow direction well.
Guy walks into a small country store, says, I need to buy some toilet paper. He's like, I only got one kind. It's no-name toilet paper. He's like, I'll take it. He comes back the next day to the store and says, hey, I got a name for your no-name toilet paper. He's like, what's that? It's called John Wayne. It's like, why do you call your toilet paper John Wayne? It says, because it's rough and tough and doesn't take any crap off anybody. This Cohutta loop is rough and tough and ain't taking no crap off anybody. All right, here's another one of those sections. Just got to be careful. Yeah, so guys, we've talked about this Cohutta Loop being a rough trail, and it is a rough trail, but there are sections of it that are not bad at all. That section that we just went through, we were able to get up to about 20 miles an hour. Now, there's not a lot of those sections in this trail.
For about 5 seconds.
There are those sections. Don't get comfortable, though, because as soon as we got to the end of that section, it ended. And we found ourselves in a very rough section. If you'd gone over that at 20 miles an hour, you would not have been happy. You can do this in a regular pickup truck. You could do this in a stock Jeep. You could even do this
in a Toyota Prius. Just kidding.
Maybe.
I wouldn't.
It's not like the majority of this trail requires any kind of clearance. Now, we showed you that one hole that we went through, and if you'd been in a Prius, for example, or even like that Volvo that we saw that lady coming through the other day, you're gonna rub your underbelly on it. If you're okay with that, that's fine. So it's not like this trail requires some kind of a built rig to be able to come and do it. That's not the case at all. We've just been nervous about doing this because we know we're carrying at least an extra 600 or 700 pounds worth of gear, and what that's gonna do to the vehicle and what that's gonna do to us. We've still got a long way to go. And
a short time to get there.
And a short time to get there. We camped over here last night at the Tumbling Creek Campground, and this is what we've done so far this morning. Oh, ooh, yo, breaths. Dang. Need a toothbrush. Boomer wanted to ride up front. It's a little rough up front, but it's a lot more rough in his bed. Don't stop licking my hand, please. Maybe he's not going to get his butt kicked so bad. What do you think? You like this better?
Rubber boots hitting him in the head.
Yeah, We've got Tiffany's rubber boots packed behind the headrest, right by Boomer's seats. And when we get on these rough trails and stuff, there have been several times where those boots came out and fell down into his bed. And he's like, "Hey, excuse me, guys. There's boots in my bed. Can you come fix that?" Oh, bikes. All right, guys. So we're just getting started on Tennessee track number 9. We've done 7 and 8 this morning. Total miles about 33 miles, averaging like 11.4 miles an hour. These tracks are pretty short, between 15 and 16 miles, and Tennessee 9 is going to be the same way. I think it's like 15.7 miles, something like that. So fortunately, we're making some progress in that regard, but it is a slow go. So these are back-to-back days of slow. I think we averaged about 15 miles an hour all day yesterday. So the trail's been running along the Parksville Lake over here. You can kind of get a glimpse of it every now and then through the trees. But we're coming up to a road up here that will allow us to actually come down closer to the water. I think we might pull over there and make a sandwich. You gotta go to the bathroom, Boomer? All right, guys, so we pulled off here to get a sandwich. The little area at the lake that we were looking at, we couldn't do that. It was just closed off, so we're gonna make a sandwich here. Bugs are bad here. You can tell that this is a dispersed camping site. You can see back here somebody's got a fire ring going. And this is the type of dispersed camping that you find throughout this Cohutta wilderness area. There's lots of it. I mean, we've marked probably a dozen campsites as far as places just like this where you can just pull off the road. I mean, you see we're right here off the road, and then right here's a place where somebody's got a little temporary campsite set up. You wouldn't want to be here long term. I mean, there's obviously no services, amenities, and in this particular one, the bugs are bad. We finished up Tennessee 9. Now we're on to the next track, Tennessee 10. Looks like we've been averaging about 11.7 miles an hour. We're about 50 miles into the day. Boomer, tell everybody what you think about the Cohutta Loop. Watch the language, buddy. There might be kids. Jeez. But we're deep into Tennessee Track 10. Best guess is we've probably got about 10 miles worth of this forest roads before we start hitting some pavement. I hope that's actually right. We've got some storms that are rolling in, so you can see we're losing some sunlight because of the cloud cover. We were supposed to actually get rain a few hours ago, so I'm glad that it's held off this long. We're kind of hoping it's going to hold off here for another half hour or so and let us get down towards the end of these dirt roads and see if maybe we can get aired back up. It'd be nice if we could get aired back up before the rain starts. Now tonight we're going to stay at a hotel over in Dalton, and that'll give us a chance to kind of get a few things done. One of those things is to get this Jeep completely unloaded so that we can see if we can track down where this mouse has and has not been. It'll also give us a chance to get some supplies, and one of those things that we need to try to get is some kind of a trap for this field mouse, because we can't let this field mouse go all the way to Oregon with us. We got to get this field mouse out of here before he does damage. We've been very fortunate that he's not done any damage yet, but he's gonna do damage if we don't get him out of here. As we've been talking about this Cohutta Loop, and look at this. If you want to get over here and see this yourself, from the Lake Conasauga campground, just come north, and it's probably only 5 miles. Look at this. And I don't know if you heard that, but that's thunder, which means we need to get moving because we've got to get down this mountain and get the tires aired back up before the rain hits. There it comes. Better roll up the windows. Now we're actually getting a little bit of hail here. Just tiny little pieces. Huh.
See it on the hood?
Wow, guys, so we rolled into that storm pretty quickly. That's what can happen when you're up here on the mountains. Not only did we go from dry to rain to hail, but we dropped in temperature really quickly.
20 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you say it dropped?
About 20 degrees.
20 degrees in less than 5 minutes. That's a pretty significant drop. And now we've got fog. Holy cow, look at this. It's crazy how quickly the weather changes when you're on the mountain. Wow, you can really see the storm pouring back there. That's crazy. That's what we were just coming through. And then you look over here and it looks a lot nicer. Way over there, sunny. All right, guys, we just finished Tennessee Track 10 and we're starting Tennessee Track 11. Done about 74 miles. We're averaging 12.5 miles an hour today. This Tennessee Track 11 is going to take us right down close to the highway. We'll just be starting Tennessee Track 12 when we reach the highway. At that point, we're going to leave the TAT, skip up to Dalton, which is just a few miles away, and catch a hotel there tonight. We'll stay at the one we did when we did the Georgia Traverse. We're 82 miles into the day and we've hit Blacktop. So at this point, we'll probably pick up some extra miles per hour. We did 12.2 miles per hour for 82 miles. That's taken us pretty much all day. I think we were on the road about 8:45. It's almost 3:30. Join us next time as we travel through Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. We can't wait to show you what comes next as we continue our story of adventure on the Transamerica Trail. The Best Life Adventure Channel's Transamerica Trail video series is brought to you by Extreme Jeeps and Trucks in Orlando, Florida, and by RCI Jeep and 4x4 in Melbourne, Florida.